Welcome back to Real TV Films. I'm your host, Evelyn Vaccaro, here at AFI Film Festival in LA, in the Audi Pavilion right now with a wonderful guy, director Kief Davidson. Kief, I just had a word with Kassim, and I can't tell you, I'm so impressed by him, and I know you are too. What was it like following him around? Were there ever times when it got you right there?
Yeah, in more ways than one, for sure. You know, I mean, Kassim has a very unique story.
Yes.
Kidnapped at the age of 6, he was a victim. You know, just like there's 300,000 child soldiers out there right now. He's one of many.
When I was in Uganda, I spent my whole life in the army. When I was 6 years old, I was kidnapped from school.
And he actually said, I've been smoking since I was 7 years old. How do you think a little boy copes with being in a war?
But, you know, Kassim, like many child soldiers, they ultimately become perpetrators. You know, he's killed a lot of people. He's been through a lot. He's spent many, many years fighting in the bush and made it out. You know, he ultimately got into boxing and came to America on a boxing visa and was living here on the streets, really homeless, culture shocked, and just looking for a gym, and within 6 years became the junior middleweight boxing champion of the world. So it's a pretty unique story.
Big it up, big it up.
And the new junior middleweight champion of the world.
You've brought him from valleys of death, and now here he is, Lord.
I remember the children screaming, and me myself, I couldn't scream. First time I have to take somebody's life away, I was very afraid, but I had to do it. Only God can forgive me.
Now, how did you find Kassim? How did you come across this story?
Well, Kassim, when I started filming him, he was the current junior middleweight boxing champion of the world. So there was already a lot of press that was coming out on him. And I had seen a short interview with Kassim on TV. And, you know, here's a guy that's always smiling, has a great attitude. And I wanted to find out more, what was behind that smile. And, you know, because he's a very complex character, as I imagined he would be. And it took a long time to really get to know Kassim.
I still have nightmares, dreaming about me killing people, dreaming about sleeping, dead bodies.
Introducing Kassim, Dream Home.
The fact that he is still alive is utterly incredible.
Now, what was it like going back to this very dangerous place? We're talking about a place where there's still soldiers, there's an army there. How did you get in to film some of these, these army officials?
Well, the army was that was challenging from the beginning because, you know, the whole film really, to me, hinged on whether he was going to get pardoned by the military or not. I mean, Kassim deserted the army. He was classified as a deserter, and the punishment for desertion is death. So the only way he was going to get back to see his family was to get a pardon from the president. And the president of Uganda was the same leader of the rebel army back in 1986 that was responsible for his abduction. But Kassim became such a prominent fighter when we were filming it that they were able to get a pardon and go back. Working with the military didn't really happen. That wasn't greenlit until I got there. I had to physically be there and talk them into it. Wow. And said things you would not believe to get them to say yes.
Wow.
The National Resistance Army never kidnapped any child.
They say if I return, I'll be arrested, and the punishment for deserter is death. So I haven't seen my family in 10 years.
Whether he likes it or not, Kassim is political.
We are going to work on the pardon. You concentrate on winning that belt.
President Museveni, I love you, but you know you gotta let me come home, boy.
What the minute?
So you went out there just keeping your fingers crossed that he was going to get his pardon and that you were going to be able to film this.
Pretty much. Well, you know, we didn't go until he was pardoned, until they said he was pardoned. Okay. Although there was always the fear that it wasn't quite all what they were saying, you know, because, I mean, I don't even know if he ever got the paperwork.
Still even now, they never signed my pardon.
Oh, they didn't.
Once I went there, they was like, okay, don't worry, everything is good. We'll send you a pardon later, so.
This is it's a scary time for him. It's still going on in his life. Now, you've done lots of different things. You have a background with National Geographic and even some comedic TV shows, but you also had Devil's Minor here at AFI. How does it feel to be back with this film now?
It's a pleasure to be back. You know, when you're invited to a festival for the second time, you feel like you're part of the family, and the festival very much feels that way.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the same programmers and staff 3 years ago are still here, so it's kind of nice to reunite with everyone. You know, and it's really the premier fest for Los Angeles for sure. So screening at the ArcLight is always a treat, and we're screening tonight, so it should be a lot of fun.
We're looking forward to seeing you guys on the carpet.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah.
Now, Forrest Whitaker jumped in on this. He's one of the producers of the film, and it also just received the Independent Associate Award. So how are you feeling about that? You've already won an award. This film is great.
Yeah, you know, the film's doing well. You know, it's all building up to ultimately theatrically releasing. We're very close to announcing our theatrical and DVD and TV deal, which will happen in early 2009. There'll be updates on our website, www.kassimthedream.com, for people that want to follow it. So, you know, it's a whole process. We build the buzz and awareness through the festivals like AFI and you know, hope for the best.
Yes. Like I said to Kassim, it was a wonderful reminder of these things that are going on in the world, and you brought that to the viewers in a very, very good way, and we thank you. Thank you so much, Kief, and thanks for taking the time out to speak to us here on Real TV Films. We're very excited about it. I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this one since I was told I was going to be coming to AFI. I said, I hope I get to speak to the director. I just kept keeping my fingers crossed, so thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Kassim the Dream. Watch it. It's a wonderful documentary. It'll get you right there. All right, guys, you're watching us on Real TV Films at the Audi Pavilion. I'll see you in a sec.
And then I sing by his hand, just 'cause he loves the sound. But can you tell me, wise man, what my life's about? He said, why do you spend your money on what is not prayer?